Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. We got a lot to get to here this morning, but we appreciate that you were joining us. We're going to send things straight over to meteorologist Scott Gagliardi. We've got another first alert on the horizon, and it's a pretty big storm.
Yeah, this will likely be the biggest we've seen so far this year in terms of impactful. Everybody gets it. So some good news there. Do you know what a brant is?
Yeah, we looked it up this
you
morning.
did? It's like a goose.
It's like it's a small goose.
Compact goose, as we're hearing.
Specifically.
Yes, exactly. That's the theme, if you've been keeping up. The first storm was albatross, now Brant. They're all bird names this year. But the timing, it's going to be tomorrow night, really anytime after sunset, and it goes through, say, midday Sunday, the latest. Some of the latest data wants to keep this and end this in the mid-morning hours. But what we're seeing is snow, heavy at times. There's points throughout the overnight hours. Tomorrow night into Sunday, we could see an inch plus an hour for several hours. So we're talking plowable amounts. This will be an impact on visibility as well as travel. Timing is okay because it's not the big game. So if it was Sunday night and we had a lot of people traveling, it'd be a very different story. This is Saturday night into Sunday, light on the traffic issues. There's a winter storm watch already in effect tomorrow night through Sunday. Now, as far as what it looks like on First Alert Live radar right now, we're doing just fine. Temperatures are very mild, but it's a beautiful shot. Here's a look at Old Saybrook, the sunrise coming in. A look through Hartford. There's some clouds out there. There's actually a cold front coming through. Check out the temperature, though. Nearly 40 degrees. This is what we see for an average high temperature. It's 41 in Meriden, 43 in New Haven. Very mild to start the day. Temperatures, they cool off throughout the day, as well as expecting a wind chill. So looking at chilly temperatures later on today. We'll have the latest, though, on the timing expecting for snow tomorrow night, as well as what to expect beyond that, because there are several more chances for snow. We'll have the latest on all that, though, coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, Kate.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. 7:02 here on your Friday morning, getting ready to head out the door, hit the road, heading to work, bringing the kids to school or the bus stop. Maybe just a little bit of reduced visibility, kind of hanging tough here through the capital city region, 91 north and southbound. No delays here. Things moving along nicely at Middletown along Route 9 as they are here in and out of the Mixmaster in Waterbury, 84 east and westbound, and in Meriden, 691 east and westbound. So again, it just depends on where you're traveling this morning. It looks like we got a little bit of sunshine that's peeking through here in Middletown, and then again, maybe just a tad of that reduced visibility, but no crashes or major incidents. Back and side roads could still be a little tricky from yesterday into the overnights, maybe just a little slick and slippery, but again, no crashes to tell you about right now. Daytime construction picks up between about 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and then your drive time's actually all looking pretty good. Only a 76-minute ride, 95 southbound towards the George Washington Bridge. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Just keep dumping the salt. That's all we could do, really.
Yep, keep dumping that salt. As we clean up from one storm, attention now turns to prep for the next one. This morning in West Hartford, we saw crews moving piles of snow and adding salt on the sidewalks and parking lots, too. Those areas could be slick this morning, so be careful as you head out to work or school.
All right, we've got Winter Storm Brant on its way for the weekend, so now's a great time, if you haven't already, to download that WFSB weather app, the QR code right on your screen. It'll send you push alerts directly to your phone for your specific neighborhood. At 7:04, we're following breaking news out of Vernon this morning. Roads blocked off after an apparent sinkhole from overnight.
Your reporter, Marcy Jones, live now at the scene. So, Marcy, let us know about the progress being made there.
Good morning, Tracy and Caitlin. Well, I'm happy to report that things are lighter out here, so you can actually see what's going on at the top of the hill here on McLean. It goes up until High Street, but here's how we got here. So this was caused by a water main break that created a sinkhole. So that happens when a large mass of water leaks out and rapidly erodes the soil underneath the ground, leading to a collapse in the structure and oftentimes a gaping hole in the asphalt. So up at the top, they have an excavator that they were having going a little bit earlier on. It was digging down to the bedrock to get any loose debris out. Then the mouth is sealed up to prevent any future water flow, and the next phase is a filling operation. That begins with rock, gravel, dirt, and grout. Now, you can see the crew members heading down toward the bottom of the hill. There's a lot of rocks, soil, debris, all of that was pushed out from underneath the asphalt, and they're still assessing. We've got a Vernon police officer out here blocking off the road. Also, if you are walking in the area, you're going to want to make sure that you're really taking caution, because there is so much water that has frozen over lots of slick, icy spots. So make sure you're aware of that. We're going to check back in with you in just about half an hour, but for now, sending it back to you in the studio.
Marcy, thank you. Breaking overnight right now, teams searching for a missing aircraft in rural Alaska that officials say is carrying 10 people.
So the Bering Air Caravan was reported missing about 4 p.m. local time while traveling to western Alaska.
The Coast Guard says the plane lost contact less than an hour after takeoff, and at that point, the plane was only about 12 miles offshore. Right now, Connecticut officials are reacting to President Donald Trump's executive order that bans transgender athletes from competing on teams that align with their gender identity. Attorney General William Tong, here Connecticut, released a statement saying that they've protected under federal law. Now, the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference is also weighing in, saying its policy allowing trans athletes to compete based on their gender identity has always aligned with state law.
Also happening today in Hartford, the push to address problem gambling ahead of the big game Sunday. Senator Richard Blumenthal is proposing a bill that would use federal money to research and treat gambling addiction. Experts say Americans placed $35 billion worth of legal bets this football season, with another $1.4 billion expected to be placed this weekend. Today's announcement starts at 10 o'clock.
Well, today, the man accused of killing a visiting nurse in Willimantic will be back before a judge. Michael Reese is charged with murdering Joyce Grayson during a visit to a halfway house for sex offenders. Her death caused shockwaves within the nursing community and led local lawmakers to advocate for increased protections for visiting nurses.
In East Hartford, Desmond's Army is offering a $5,000 reward for whomever can help police find the person who abandoned this dog. It's just horrible to look at. Animal Control nursing her back to health right now after someone found her starving on Daniel Street in freezing conditions. So if you know anything, please give police in East Hartford a call.
In Woodstock, this woman now facing 13 counts of animal cruelty. Police say Victoria Lessier had underweight animals living on her property, including cats and dogs, 2 horses, and geese. The arrest warrant describes her home as, quote, not livable with feces all over. Police say they showed up after getting calls from neighbors.
7:07 this morning, there could be a change in fate for one accused killer.
Dwayne Johnson is one of the 2 brothers charged with killing Connecticut State Trooper Russell Bagshaw in 1991.
Your reporter Olivia Schuler has more from the Board of Paroles and Pardons in Waterbury.
Yeah, guys, nearly 35 years ago, Dwayne Johnson and his brother Terry Johnson committed the brutal murder of a Connecticut state trooper. And this morning, we've learned that Dwayne Johnson has a new parole hearing.
Bagshaw was shot and killed when he interrupted a burglary at a sporting goods store in Wyndham in 1991. The brothers were charged in the shooting. Terry Johnson was sentenced to death, but in 2000, his sentence was changed to life in prison. Dwayne Johnson was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, but a 2023 law change now allows those who were convicted of a serious crime committed when they were under 21 can now have a hearing after they have served 50% of their sentence.
Dwayne Johnson is being held at the Osborne Correctional Institute in Summers. We know that today's public hearing is going to be virtual, and our team at Channel 3 is expecting to speak to Trooper Bagshaw's wife. She is asking for letters of opposition in the release of Dwayne Johnson. Your reporter in Waterbury, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, right now, lawmakers are calling for an extra $100 million in funding to help people dealing with crumbling foundations as more applications for help continue to roll in. More than 1,000 Connecticut families have had to replace their foundations because of faulty concrete in just the last decade. Officials say Vernon, Tolland, Manchester, South Windsor, and Stafford are some of the most impacted communities across the state.
Well, today is the deadline to submit applications for Connecticut school choice programs. Families with students entering pre-K through grade 12 this fall can apply for their children to go to schools in the greater Hartford region that best fit their needs. The application includes 45 specialized magnet schools and public schools in high-performing districts.
All right, time to talk UConn. The women's winning streak, unfortunately, over. The Huskies lost to number 19 Tennessee, 80-76. That was the final. It was the Lady Vols' first victory over UConn since 2007. Sarah Strong led UConn with 18 points. Paige Beckers had 14. The Huskies will try to get back to their winning ways Sunday in Providence.
Well, happening today, the 16th annual Freezin for a Reason fundraiser begins in Colchester. The event raises money every winter for the Colchester Food Bank, so people in town don't have to choose between heating their homes or putting food on the table. If you'd like to help out, you can visit campers on the Colchester Green anytime from 2 o'clock today through Sunday. And you can drop off some cash into either the Chiefs or the Eagles buckets, and all that money will help people in need. You can also donate on PayPal or Venmo. Those links are up on the WFSB app.
And as we get another check of your first alert forecast, not too bad out there this morning. Temperatures in the mid and upper 30s. We have a cold front coming through the area shortly, though, so the temperatures you feel out there will be tumbling throughout the day. Right now, the wind speeds out of the north and west, 5 to 15 miles per hour, already gusting to near 30. Check out Danbury, where it's gusting to 30 miles per hour right now. These pick up throughout the entire day. Torrington, some of these clouds associated with that cold front. Now, behind it, there's a chance for a flurry anytime over the next, say, couple of hours, say through 10 a.m. But as far as what we can expect this weekend, we're looking at some snow out there. The rest of the day today is just fine. You're waking up on your Saturday, so mostly a mix of sun and clouds. Clouds increase throughout the day, and that snowfall comes in 8, 9, 10 o'clock. It's snowing heavily overnight. Looks to clear out of here, though, by mid-morning on your Sunday. And tomorrow's a day, or by Sunday anyway, where the sun might come out even later on in the day. Here's a look at those snowfall totals. 6 to 10 inches inland, 3 to 6 right along the shoreline. Tracy?